On this week's episode of Capital City Sports, football takes on Kentucky, women's volleyball takes on Arkansas and Texas A&M, men's soccer takes on Tulsa, and we have a new segment this week called Learning Sports with Daniel. This is Capital City Sports. Welcome into Capital City Sports. My name is Austin Lewis. On Saturday, South Carolina took Kentucky at Williams-Brice Stadium. Jadeveon Clowney sat out the game with bruised ribs. Let's see how that would affect the Gamecocks. We take it to Ryan Tolan for more.
Nowadays, the Gamecocks can't buy an easy win. For the third straight game, the team had to hold on late after almost blowing another fourth quarter lead. The team got all it could handle from Kentucky, but in the end was able to avoid the upset bid from the Wildcats. The Gamecocks didn't waste any time getting off to a fast start against the Wildcats. Connor Shaw hits Demir Bird on this 62-yard touchdown pass to give the Gamecocks a 7-0 lead. The very next drive, Mike Davis would add to the lead as he scampers for this 22-yard touchdown run. Davis would tack on another touchdown in the first half to give the Gamecocks a 21-0 lead. He finished the game with 106 yards on the ground, his fourth 100-yard game of the season. Kentucky would fight back, though. In the fourth, quarterback Jalen Whitlow hits DeMarco Robinson on this 4-yard touchdown pass to bring the Wildcats within 13. Later in the fourth, Shaw would punch the ball in from 2 yards out to give the Gamecocks a 2-touchdown cushion, and they would need it. Kentucky came within a touchdown with 4 minutes left, but that's as close as they got. The Gamecocks took this one from the Wildcats, 35-28. Now, there were no 73-yard touchdown passes from the opposing team this week, but the head ball coach promises there will be changes coming on defense and special teams after another shaky performance this week. He spoke about it after the game.
We can't slow down anybody much when the second half, fourth quarter gets rolling. Wasn't any 79, 73-yard passes, so that was progress. I think we will make some changes. I'll talk with Coach Ward and defensive coaches, and we will make some changes.
The Gamecocks will travel to Arkansas next Saturday to take on the Razorbacks at noon. From Williams-Brice Stadium, I'm Ryan Tolan, Capital City Sports.
Football wasn't the only sport that was in action this weekend, so was women's volleyball. Women's volleyball took on Arkansas. Let's take it to Jake Barber for more.
I'm here at the Volleyball Competition Center, where the Lady Gamecocks took on the equally matched Arkansas Razorbacks. Both teams came in with a 9-5 record, so the stage was set for a very exciting match. Carolina came in with an undefeated record of 6-0, so let's see if the Gamecocks could keep up their winning streak at home. We'll take the action to the second set, as Sarah Blomgren perfectly places the kill between two Razorback defenders for the point. Check out this sweet behind-the-back save by Kelly McNeil, keeping Carolina in the point. We'll fast forward to later in the point, where McKay Christensen sets Darian Dozer, who fakes the spike and the Razorbacks for the bloop over the net, continuing the momentum for the Gamecocks. Close set in the second, with the score tied at 23, Carolina needed an edge, and Jackie Angermiller gives them just that, completely demolishing this kill across the court. The Razorbacks would give Carolina the set on a ball handling error made by Emily Helm, evening up the score at 1 set apiece. Arkansas would fire back in the third set, as Gabby Rubles takes a tough shot from Meredith Hayes for the Razorbacks' point. The Gamecocks respond with this kill by Juliet Thevenin down the line. Another big shot from Arkansas, Liz Furtado with the kill down the middle, too much for the Gamecocks to return. Juliet Thevenin does not drop a set without a fight, however, firing back with a spike of her own. With the Gamecocks down 16-24, Arkansas converts on a set point with this big swing by Haley Koop for the kill down the middle of the court, giving the Razorbacks a 1-set lead over the Gamecocks. Carolina would step up their game in the fourth, especially at the net with this block by Darian Dozer and Juliet Thevenin. Arkansas quickly fires back. Brianna Jones does her best Blake Griffin impression and dunks the ball in the middle of the court for the point. Another close set tied at 23, Carolina would attempt to send the match into a fifth set. Gabby Rubles sets the ball to Juliet Thevenin, and Juliet delivers with the boom. On set point, Juliet again delivers another crushing spike that the Razorbacks couldn't handle to tie the matchup at 2 sets all. Carolina would get off to a very fast start in this final set, but a turning point in this set would be one of the longer rallies of the match. I'll pull out the shot counter to keep track of how many shots these girls were hitting back and forth. The ladies were running all over the court, making save after save, keeping the ball going. After a total of 19 shots, Arkansas's Haley Coop makes the diving save to drop the ball on the Gamecock side to win the point. This would begin a final set rally for the Razorbacks. Brianna Jones wins the battle at the net and adds a kill to her stat sheet. Arkansas would have a set point, and Meredith Hayes wasted no time with the kill, assisted by Ray Marley Santos. Both teams fought very hard, but a very close match will come to an end with a 3-2 victory for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
I think we gotta practice serving a lot tougher, and I think we gotta pass way better because it's all about serve and pass. You know, if you can't serve the ball tough, you can't get the other team out of system, and if you can't pass, you can't be in system and then score points. You know.
This is a good group of girls, and so it's not hard to really boost the morale. But we'll just stay positive and hopefully get Texas A&M on Sunday.
The Lady Gamecocks gave it their all, taking the Razorbacks to 5 sets. With Capital City Sports, I'm Jake Barber.
I was at Stone Stadium to see the men's soccer team take on number 23 Tulsa. Let's see if the Gamecocks could pull out the victory. On Sunday, the South Carolina men's soccer team took on the 23rd-ranked Tulsa Golden Hurricane. The Gamecocks in the first half only have 2 shots on goal. The first Carolina chance comes after some great play leading to senior J.P. Rafferty almost getting his boot on the end of a cross. Junior forward Asa Chris gets his only attempt at the match, nearly turning in a cross. Tulsa dominated the first half with 10 shots. Abby Matamoros hits a shot from outside the box, forcing a good save from Carolina keeper Marco Velez. After a scoreless first half, South Carolina defender Mohamedou Kaba heads the ball into the back of the net in the 54th minute. His first goal of the season and the 5th assist of the year for midfielder Ryan Arambula. Tulsa charges right back down the field, and Conference USA preseason Offensive Player of the Year Christian Mata would hit a rocket from the wing, beating Marco Velez and tying the match up at 1-1. In the 64th minute, J.P. Rafferty sneaks in for a free header but just can't turn it on targets. The 86th minute gives the Gamecocks their final chances of the second half. Cabo would get free in the box once again on a corner, unable to head the ball in, and Arambula, looking for a goal to go along with his assist earlier in the second half, makes a great run and just puts his shot wide of the post. This match heads to extra time, all tied up at 1-1. A foul by Tulsa defender Bradley Bourgeois sets up a free kick on the edge of the area for Arambula, but Arambula hits the ball straight into the keeper's grasp. As extra time draws to a close, Tulsa forward Akil Bear would make a run down the wing, cut outside, and have a great shot on goal, beating Velez with just 3 seconds left in the match. An absolutely heartbreaking defeat for the Gamecocks as they move to 4-5-2 on the season, losing 2-1 to Tulsa. This is Austin Lewis, Capital City Sports. And on Sunday, we had more women's volleyball. The team would take on Texas A&M. Let's take it to Nick Jones for the action.
We were at the volleyball game Sunday as the Lady Gamecocks took on Texas A&M. They were seeking their first victory over the Aggies in school history. Now let's go to the action.
With the packed house at the game, the Lady Gamecocks are all set to take on the Aggies. The first set would prove to be a close matchup with each team staying toe-to-toe with each other. Juliet Tenevin would easily be able to spike the ball. Number 3 would have a nice drop shot into open territory as the Gamecocks get the point. The Gamecocks would find the holes between the Aggies to ultimately take the first set with a score of 25-23. Now we're headed to the second set. The Gamecocks would continue to dominate. The Gamecocks showed no signs of slowing down and continued to exploit the Aggies. On offense, we were firing on all cylinders and would win the set 25-20. And we take it to the third set where Cocky is pumped up. Texas A&M would come out on fire and show no signs of backing down. The Aggies would fight their way to an eventual 20-25 set win. We fast forward to the fourth set where the Gamecocks picked up the momentum. After several setups for Juliet Tenevin, she would continue to rack up points for the Gamecocks. With the game being 24-22, Texas A&M would have a miscue and the Gamecocks take the victory.
The 10-6 Lady Gamecocks will take on the Georgia Bulldogs at home at 7 o'clock on Friday. With Capital City Sports, this is Nick Jones.
This week on Capital City Sports, we have a new segment where we bring in special guest Daniel Shelley into the show to see how much he knows about sports. It's called Learning Sports with Daniel, and we hope you guys enjoy.
Hello everyone, and welcome into a new segment called Learning Sports with Daniel. I'm Alyssa Lang, and joining me, Daniel Shelley. He is the producer for Talk of the Town, your entertainment news show here at USC. And Daniel, like many of you out there, enjoys watching sports, but he doesn't always understand what exactly is going on the field, and we are going to help Daniel and hopefully help you. So stay tuned. We're going to teach Daniel all he needs to know about sports. Hello again and welcome into Learning Sports with Daniel. The first sports term we're going to learn has to do with the great sport of football. It's the 12th man. So to start this out, Daniel, I will ask you, what do you think the 12th man is?
12th man is definitely the 12th guy on the football field. It changes every game. The 12th man was going to be a play that involved 12 people. So 12th man is this kid behind me in the red shirt. Is that what it is? Oh, am I close at all?
Now that we have Daniel's definition of what he thinks the 12th man is, we are actually going to explain it to him. Now, Daniel, the 12th man was a term coined back in 1912, and it was actually first used by the University of Iowa in an alumni publication. 12th man refers to the crowd, so the student section, the people in the stands who are making all that noise while your team is generally on defense, because we don't want to make too much noise while they're on offense, distracts them. 12th man is not on the actual field because you're only allowed 11 guys on the field at one time. So when you hear announcers referring to the 12th man being a huge part of a team's game plan or their victory over someone else, those are your fans.
I was close enough.
That was close. It was very close. Now,
It's definitely like that far away.
I mean, now you know. Now you know, right? Now, the next term we're going to move into has to do with turnovers. Are you familiar with what a turnover is?
I eat them occasionally.
That, I know that I like apple turnovers, but these are a little different. These have to do with fumbles and interceptions. So, Daniel, I'm going to get your take. What do you think a fumble and an interception are?
A fumble is where we have the ball, or the team in possession of the ball drops it, and no one gets it. Fumble is whatever team has possession of the football, is dumb and drops it, and can no longer be played. An interception is where one team throws it, but the other team catches it.
All right, Daniel, that was pretty impressive. Your definitions of fumble and interception were pretty close. So we'll start with fumble and we will expound on it a little bit more. A fumble is when a player who has control or possession of the football drops it. So if Bruce Ellington takes the handoff, takes off running, and the ball gets punched out, head-butted often happens, or if he gets tackled and he drops the ball before his knee hits the ground, that's going to be ruled a fumble if the other team recovers possession. Now, an interception, you hit it pretty spot on, is when the quarterback throws it with the intention of hitting his own player, but that doesn't happen. The other team catches the ball. That's a turnover on an interception. Now, the next term that we're going to teach Daniel is line of scrimmage. So, Daniel, before I get into it, what do you think the line of scrimmage is?
It has to do with scrimmages, football games. A line of scrimmage is the line that you can't cross.
All right, Daniel, that was a nice shell of a description of line of scrimmage, but I'm going to explain it to you in a little bit more detail. So, the line of scrimmage is pretty much an imaginary line where the team lines up to start the play. So you're going to see them crouch down, all in a straight line, and it's where the quarterback is going to start that play. Now, the line of scrimmage like I said, is an imaginary line. You can't really see it. You can kind of see it when you're watching a game on TV. Sometimes those broadcasters will put a line so it's easier for you to see in relation to the first down line as well. But the line of scrimmage is essentially where the play starts, and that is determined from where the last play ended. Now, the last set of terms we're going to give Daniel are touchback versus touchdown. So Daniel, do you know the difference between a touchback and a touchdown?
Do you think I'm an idiot? A touchdown is where you get your ball into your end zone and you get 6 points. Whose end zone is it? It's yours. It's the team's. Does it have to do with a touchdown?
What do you think a touchdown?
I literally thought it was when you pass the ball backwards. You're touching, but it's going back.
Now, the definition for touchback wasn't quite correct. Actually, throwing the ball behind you is known as a lateral pass. A touchback is when a team is kicking off and the receiving team, the guy who's trying to run it out from the end zone, takes a knee. I'm sure you've seen this before and wondered, well, why is he taking a knee with the football instead of bringing it out? Well, this guy has determined that it's not quite worth it to try to bring it out and that he'd rather take a touchback instead. This automatically puts the ball at the 20-yard line for his offense to start their offensive drive. Well, that will do it for all the terms that we're going to teach Daniel today. Daniel, what do you think? Did you learn something?
I definitely learned a lot, and I'm definitely ready for the USC versus Arkansas game this weekend. I'm going to impress all my friends with my vast knowledge of the football game.
All right, well, we will be here again next week teaching Daniel more sports terms and teaching you as well. So stay tuned for next time. For Daniel Shelley, I'm Alyssa Lang, and this was Learning Sports with Daniel.
That's all for this week's episode of Capital City Sports. Make sure to like us on Facebook at Capital City Sports and make sure to follow us on Twitter at CCS on SGTV. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll be back next week. I'm Austin Lewis, and this is Capital City Sports.